Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we are going to be talking about workflow that I use during the Friday practice here at the Detroit Grand Prix. We're going to be covering everything from my planning, shooting, all of my editing, and my delivery. So if that's something you're interested in, stick around and let's get right into this. All right, so we just landed in Detroit, and like I said, today we're gonna be talking about the workflow that I use on any given day, planning and shooting, editing, and delivering. Now, you can't really talk about workflow without talking about the sort of elephant in the room problem. To help me illustrate that, I'm gonna need a few supplies first. So the biggest problem we face every week is time. Time is the enemy. There are 4 pillars to my race weekends. There's planning, which covers everything from my content structure to my shooting routes. There's the trackside shooting, which is probably the easiest. The editing portion, which can cover anything from single social clips all the way up to fully edited reels. Lastly, delivering to the client, which is going to happen several times per day. Now, for the last 3 of those to be successful, the planning portion has to be absolutely dialed in. Okay, now, the key to sort of solving at least number 1 here, the planning sort of phase of the problem, is to know your schedule, right? That's the one thing that you can control when it comes to timing for the weekend. So for me this weekend, that means having everything sort of written down and planned out. I'm a very analog learner, and so I like to see things in front of me. So what we have this week in terms of on-track activity and then some of our deliverables. So first and foremost, we have a practice session this morning at 8 a.m. It's an hour-and-a-half session, should be plenty of time. I have to deliver social clips, which is a batch of singles. We'll go over that in a little bit. That's from 10:30. And then FP2 from 11:30 to 1:30, quite a long session, 2 hours, which is good because I know that I need to deliver a reel by 3 o'clock. Now, today's delivery is going to be basically a compilation of clips, thing of raw sounds of the Valkyrie going around the streets of Detroit. So I know that in these first 2 practice sessions, variety is sort of my most important thing. I won't spend too much time at one place, and I know that I need to move around as much as I can to give myself variety for this reel that I need to make. From there, we'll go into qualifying, 5:10 to 5:25, pretty short session. I will likely have to get in the fire suit for that so that I can shoot on the pit lane and then also in the flag stand. I quite like the flag stand here. So that all goes to plan. You'll see me in that thing later. And then last thing for the day is we have to deliver another batch of social clips at 6:30. So a fairly busy day. This is one of the busier ones where we have 3 on-track sessions. That's not usually the case. So I know it's going to be full, and a key to sort of having success with that is planning out my schedule and my deliverables. Another helpful tidbit for the planning stage is knowing where you're going, and specifically for me, where I'm not going, because this is I was here last year, but I didn't get the full run of the circuit, so I'm out early this morning trying to find some new spots, and more specifically, how to get to those spots. So leave yourself some time. You'll thank yourself later. Okay, so found my spot where I'm gonna start, FP1. I'm gonna get a little map here and show you the route plan. So I like to think of things, I have an hour-and-a-half session, and I try to, before the race even starts, or before the session even starts, I try to have my route plan for the session. So a lot of that is predicated on where the sun's at. You saw where my cameras are here. We've got the sun in a really nice spot. It's only gonna get higher, so I'm gonna shoot this sort of backlit, sun flary section first while the sun is at its lowest point, and then I'll move around and try to follow the light around. So I'm gonna give some reference. Currently, I am standing right here. So my plan of action right now is I'm gonna go from this dot and I'm gonna work, I'm sort of pointing this way right now. Right now the sun is sort of right here. It's gonna go this way as the day goes. So right now I'm gonna start right here. I'm gonna point directly at the sun. That's sort of what you're looking at right here. Then I'm gonna sort of work this section pointing back towards this chicane. So that's right around here. They come out of that turn, and then they zoom by right here. So I'm gonna work that turn, and then I'm gonna come over, I'm gonna work this guy here. So my route right now is to come sort of right around here, Then it's sort of getting a little bit tricky. So I'll try to shoot going and aways right here. And then I would actually like to make it on top of that parking garage. Now, that may seem like a simple task, but unfortunately it is not. With street races, you can't get across the track in a lot of places, so you have to go all the way to a bridge. And that, unfortunately for us, is a pretty long walk. So for me, that means I need to come all the way up here, through the Plaza Club, over this bridge, down towards Renaissance, and then over to this hotel. Now, I have to be careful because you probably can't see it here, but this is the Detroit-Windsor Canada tunnel. And last year I accidentally came in a little bit early and got yelled at by Canada police saying I was trying to cross the border by walking illegally. So want to be careful of that. Make sure we get to Renaissance Drive, get up in this guy here, and then shoot down here. And then also, you know, all this blue is water. And so like if I was up in this garage, if I was like right up here looking at these corners, I've got the lovely backdrop of the water and then Canada. Yeah, fun fact, that's Canada. I'm 60% sure. It's an hour-and-a-half session. It's a tall order. I'm gonna try to squeeze as much as I can in this section as fast as I can. And then, yeah, try to deliver those clips. So gotta have a good session here. Hopefully no red flags or anything like that that would prohibit our workflow. We're gonna shoot around here, do quite a bit of walking, get up to that garage. And yeah, we'll see how we get on. Little tip. Put water on the fence, on the metal. You get a little bit extra shine. Okay, we are about 40 minutes into the session. So I think ultimately we're making decent time, but now starts the long hike over to the garage section. So hopefully we can be pretty quick with that, have a good amount of time up on top of the garage because the light right below it looks really good right now. So we're gonna hustle. I got sidetracked. This spot looks pretty cool, but seriously, this is it, and then we go up. I think it was worth it. The spot is pretty sick.
It's really different.
Okay, that session done. So quick walk back to the media center. Hopefully we can get these clips out really quickly, get some time for some lunch before we have the next session. So on these days where we have 3 sessions like this, it's pretty packed. So we need to get back up there, deliver our footage to the client, and then get ready for the next one. If you've watched previous videos, you know that delivering single social clips is actually a pretty big revenue generator for me. It's basically just pulling selects into the timeline and then color grading them. There's a mix of regular speed and slow motion clips. And one of the reasons that this has been really beneficial to me is pulling those selects in makes it a lot easier to have the clips you need for the reels that you have to edit throughout the day as well. So you're basically getting paid to pull those selects and make that part of the process easier. They're also really good for socials and PRs because they can use them as result graphics or just backgrounds or single shot clips. And so for products like these, I really do think everybody wins. Something that I wanted to talk about that I didn't actually at the racetrack is my actual storage workflow. So I use these pro-grade SD cards. I use 256 V90 cards. I have 2 of them in my camera at all times and all of my cameras. And I sort of cycle through these. If I fill these up, I just sort of set them to the side. I don't ever format these during a race weekend, just in case I have hard drive failure. So I have enough cards that I can get through the entire weekend without having to format these. For SSDs, I use the 250 megabyte per second SanDisk V2 Extremes. Now, people have told me for a long time that, you can have problems with these. These do have a history in their distant past, mind you, of failure. And so to avoid that, I always have a backup drive as well. So every night I put all my files from the SD cards onto these, and then I back it up to one of these. In this sort of situation, I have my files on 3 separate mediums at a time. I try to leave the backup drive at my hotel so that if, God forbid, my car was broken into again, I would at least have the files for my clients. And that's how I handle my storage management.
Okay, here's the situation. This is the map from earlier. I'm gonna show you where we're at now. So, all right, so here's the map. Where we are standing right now is in this parking garage in the Melander Center or whatever they call it. So basically we walked over this little sky bridge and now we're on top of this parking garage. This is the back straight, you can see. We're gonna get a quick pan of them going straight down there. So that'll be good. So the route right now is to shoot the top of this parking garage. We're gonna go back across, we're gonna go down, and then we're gonna shoot the other side, but at ground level. Then after that, I think what I'm gonna do is head over towards this hairpin section. And then I think I'll come around and shoot this turn 4 section as well. So it's a 2-hour session, which is quite a lot, obviously. I don't even know that I'll need to shoot the full thing. So basically my objective at the moment, if you saw on the list, was to shoot this session, but I need to think about the reel I'm gonna make. I have to deliver a reel by 3 o'clock that you saw. And I don't, if I get what I need out of this session, I probably won't shoot the whole thing, but you just never know. It might be red flagged, the car might have trouble and it might not go out very much. So basically we need to be ready for anything. Hopefully we can get through this session quickly and get after this edit because the PR wants that thing by 3 o'clock. So that's the route. Let's see how we get on. Well, I might have spoken a little too soon. We're about 20 minutes into the session. The car has not gone out yet. So I just had to go and jinx it. This is obviously my fault. Apologies to the team. Oh, there it goes. Let's go. Okay, a little tip for these like extremely fast sort of flybys. I actually don't even look at the camera anymore. I basically just line it up and shoot with the car. Try to pay attention to being level. That's basically what I do now. All right, 10 minutes left in the session. Gonna call it just a little bit early. Now it's time to go make this reel. This is something we have to do. You have to be sort of prepared to put this stuff out quickly if you wanna have a spot in this industry. Because a lot of time the content demand is so high, like you have to deliver that stuff right away. So I have about little less than 2 hours from right now to try to get this thing together. I've walked probably 3 miles so far today, so getting some exercise in, but let's go smash this reel out.
I start by pulling social clips just like I did before, and then I get into editing the reel. This one was a little bit easier because we weren't using music. We were doing a bit of a sort of natural sounds feel. So I pulled all the clips in, tried to give it some variety, used different types of shots, really tried to highlight the sounds of the Valkyrie on the Detroit streets.
All right, time to qualify. Why am I in my fire suit and helmet? I don't need to be. All my editing's done. Well, I'll be real honest with you. I love this stuff. And I was not going to. And then the more I thought about it, the more I thought, I think I'm gonna. I don't even know what I'm after. I'm gonna get in the flag stand, I think. That's usually pretty cool. Hopefully a good burnout. Ultimately, we're just having a good time.
the good news about actually going down for qualifying is that we got a nice little clip that I think we're going to put together for another reel. This like sort of, you know, AI is coming for your job. Let's see AI do this, because I got a nice little pit stop of the guys doing a hot stop during qualifying. I think that's ultimately the end of the workflow day. So going back to our chart, you were with us during the planning stage. We sort of plan our routes, we plan where we're going, we plan our content, we shoot it, we edit it, and we do all that really fast because of this first piece. There's nothing more important than pre-planning as much as you can. Things get hectic, things go crazy at these deals. That's just part of the deal. So you need to be ready for everything. That's gonna be the end of our workflow sort of walkthrough. If I miss anything or if you have any other questions, feel free to leave those down below, because I get questions about it like every time. This is my first event with this new 16-inch MacBook Pro. It's the M5, I think. M5, 96 gigabytes of memory, 2 terabyte drive. It's the M5 Pro Max, M5 Max. I don't think I'm going to record anything tomorrow during the race, so the next video you see from me after this one will likely be the starter to our Road to Le Mans series. So make sure you subscribe if you're interested in stuff like that. If you want to see more videos like this, sort of tutorial style stuff, you'll go ahead and hit that like button. Loads of Le Mans content coming, so stick around for that. But until then, we will see you in the next one.